guys, welcome back to Dividend Obsession. My name again is Troy. In today's video, today is the monthly portfolio recap to tell you guys all how much dividends I've received in March of 2022. As you know, March is the end of quarter one of 2022. So where applicable in today's video, we're actually going to be comparing quarter 22 to quarter one of 2021. So you guys will be able to see not only March to March growth, but quarter one to quarter one growth as well. Again, where applicable, there's certain accounts where I don't have that history. So first thing we're going to dive into is the things that I've bought in March of 2022. First one right here, this is the IBA, my brokerage account where I hope to be able to retire early off of. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I do not fund any money into the IBA until my Roth IRA is maxed out. It's just a hierarchy of needs. Obviously, one of my big goals is to be able to retire early. That's kind of what this channel is going to hold me accountable to. But it's also to be smart with the money. Worst case scenario, I'm not able to retire early. I want to make sure that all the other accounts, the ones that will be more beneficial for different reasons, they are built and sustainable in case my goal doesn't work. Kind of a fallback plan. So jumping right in here, we have the IBA. You'll see over here in column A, the dates that these things were bought. These are also known as the dates that I did not put any of my own money. These are the dates that the dividends were paid. Dividends were paid, dividends were reinvested in the same company. So you'll see over here, column J, we have Microsoft, NextEra Energy, Nvidia, Pool Corporation, Visa, and Exxon all paid me dividends this month. Column K is the quantity of shares I was able to buy. This is a small investment, guys. I'm starting this from the ground up. I really wanted you guys to follow me along this journey. There's a lot of YouTubers out there where they have several hundreds of shares of this stock and that stock, and you guys really see that. I always felt a little bit of a disconnect there. I wasn't with them from the ground up, and some of them started their channels several years into the investing journey, so we weren't able to see it in some cases. So that's really where I want to shine through and say, hey, this is where it starts. You start by getting 0.001 shares of Nvidia with your drip. Like, you start with these things. And anybody can build it. You don't have to have thousands and thousands of dollars sitting there. You can start with this little amount of money. So I want to show you guys all these numbers. Be transparent. So these are the amount of shares. So in total in March, I received 0.233 shares that I did not spend any of my own money on. The average price right here, I just thought that would be cool. If you guys look at the cost of Microsoft right now, if it's higher or lower than $276.82, that's when I bought it. Microsoft paid me, it looks like, on $310. I don't know where it's at now. I don't check every day. But yeah, that's my average cost for that. NextEra, $80, so on and so forth. So the $24.38 that I added in, this is a spoiler alert, $24.38 that I added in my IBA this month, none of it was my own money. That was all dividends. Again, that's the power of the snowball. Keep it going. So that's the IBA. Next, we're going to jump into the Roth, my buys in the Roth. You'll notice that this one is significantly more packed. You see all these numbers, right? So my goal this year is to dollar cost average more, try to time the market less. I try to do a buy every trading day, every day the market's open. Obviously, certain days I get busy, I can't buy, or certain days I just forget, or certain, whatever the scenario may or may not be. But for the most part, as you can see in column A, I did pretty good. I bought a lot of days. And I have a formula in my spreadsheet. I can show you guys that here later in the video, where it tells me how much to buy to keep my portfolio balanced. I know a lot of people that, balance their portfolio, I don't know, once a quarter, once a year, whatever. I just like to keep mine balanced as I can. Obviously, there's going to be certain days where certain stocks are better buys than others. If you're dollar cost averaging, just put the money in. Let's do its thing, So right here, column J, again, the stocks I have, this is in the Roth IRA account. I have QQQJ, QQQM, SCHD, SPYG, Tesla, VNQ, and VOO. Column K is all the number of shares I was able to purchase this month, just this month, in these companies, or in most cases ETFs. So I was able to get 18.639 shares of QQQJ. That's really good. I think that's good progress in a month. So 35.9 total shares, almost 36 shares. Here's again my average price per company, QQQJ at 28.07, which is how I was able to get so much. And then over here, the sum of amount, this is how much money I spent per company in the month. So $522 in QQQJ, 768 in VOO, and then my smallest one looks like it's Tesla at 137.11. So I just thought all these numbers were cool. There are some dividends in here. We'll get on that a little bit later. But this is what I invested in March. These are my buys in March. HSA, I'm again being fully transparent with you guys. I try to do the same thing with the HSA that I do with my Roth. I invest, I think it's 158 or so, it's 152.08. You can see it right here. 152.08 is what I invest per paycheck, which will help me max out my HSA each year. And then I just kind of dollar cost average with all that money, basically the difference in time between my investment into the account and the next time I'm going to invest, I divide that by the amount of money I have in the account, and that gives me how much I invest per day. So FSSNX is what I invest in. It's a small cap by Fidelity. I'm going to be looking into possibly diversifying this a little bit more. My thought behind this is I don't need this money. I don't plan on needing this money. Small cap, ideally the highest growth. Just put it in small cap. So it's an ETF index fund, so it's diversified within itself. So I can just put all my eggs in the basket, so to speak. I got 15.587 shares at an average price of $25.03, and I spent $389.33 this month in HSA investments. And then my 401k, it's a little bit different because it's obviously I control like the allocation, but the company just invested for me. So I have FIAM, which is the small to mid cap funds. Again, same reason. I don't plan on needing this money for a while. Turn my camera down here a little bit. I don't plan on needing this money for a while, so I want to be able to hopefully high growth. And then the FSKAX is the total market. That's just for the diversification. Get some broad investments here. So I put a total of $758 in FIAM and then 505 in the other one. And this bought me 9.5 shares and almost 4.2 shares for a total of 13.7 shares and $1,200 invested. So that is the overview there. And then the next thing we're going to go into is going to be the portfolio view, right? So what I want to do is I want to show you who paid me in March. We're going to go IBA first, and then I'm going to compare IBA, and then we're going to go into the other accounts that paid me. So first one right here, we have Visa on 3/1, paid me $2.03. It's in the IBA. I did drip it, and it bought me that 0.09 shares. Next on 3/10 was Exxon Mobil with $14.96. That's, I can get excited about that, almost 15 bucks. I get excited over all this, but you guys can get excited over that for me. So IBA dripped it 1.67 share or 0.167 shares. I wish it was one share, but not yet. 310 again, so I got paid twice on 310. This time it was from Microsoft, $2.54. Again, IBA dripped it, and here's the 0.009 shares. Next, Air Energy on the 15th, so 5 days later, $3.51. IBA dripped it, 0.044 shares. Nvidia, they don't pay a big dividend, but they're a really big grower. And again, I don't need the money now, so let it grow. 24th, I got paid by Nvidia and Pool Corp, 15 cents and $1.19 respectively, both in the IBA, and they both gave me pretty much nothing. But again, it's a process. So what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to go to my dividend tracking, and we're going to do the comparisons, right? So again, I created this spreadsheet. If you guys end up watching this video and this spreadsheet inspires you or something like that, I can either do videos on how to create it, or I can try to make like a blank template, and you guys can have at it with that with your own investments. So what we're looking at here is the yellow field. So in March of 2022, I made $24.38 total. Not anything to write home about, but also that's a free $24. So And then what we're going to do here is, if you look right there, there is March of 2021. I made $13.45. That's, good. Here's the growth. We have, what is that, $11 almost of growth. This comes out to 81.3% growth. You're not going to get that kind of raise in a year at your current employer. At least I want to know where you're working if you do. So that's what it's about, right? So what my mindset is while the numbers are small, we're focusing on percentages. When the numbers start getting bigger, you can focus on percentages to keep the percentages moving. That's obviously the goal, is to keep the needle moving. But at that point, the numbers are bigger, right? The dollar amounts you're getting back are bigger, and that should be motivation enough. Like if you all of a sudden start getting $100, $200, $300 per company per month, or per quarter, I should say, that's enough to keep me going, right? Like that's something to get excited about, even for people that aren't as penny pinching as me. So, and then here, the bottom box, we have $56.94, so $56.94 in quarter one of 2022. So we almost got the $60. I like that. And then we're comparing that to quarter one of 2021, where I made $22.84. So I actually made more last month, or this month, I should say, technically March, than I did in all of quarter one of 2021. Again, talking about growth. That's what we're here for. And same thing, that is a 149.3% growth rate. We're killing it, right? So this is not accounting for, stock appreciation or whatever. You guys have seen my holdings in the past. I'll show you here right again. These are the IBA holdings that I have: Apple, AbbVie, APD, ITW, Microsoft, Xterra Energy, Nvidia, Pool Corp, Starbucks, Visa, and Exxon. Those are my holdings. I also have a little bit of Tesla and NEO down here, but they don't pay dividends, so we don't worry about those. But yeah, so that's what we're doing here. We would like to do month over month growth. The reason month over month growth isn't really comparable is because different companies pay different amounts. They all raise their dividends at different points, so that's really hard to do. I don't really get too wound up in making sure the month over month is growing as much as I do comparing this month to last month in the same, like in different years. So 2021 March, 2022 March, did we grow? Good. And then same thing with the quarter. 2021 quarter one, did we grow from 2022 quarter one? So that's what we're going for here. So diving right into the same thing for the Roth, and we're going to go right here. So we have all these, right, from here to here. So 324, and this is fast and furious on the Roth. All these came in the last week of the month, which is great. So we have 307 from SPYG. Again, I'm not going to mention all the Roth and DRIP. These are all Roth. They're all DRIP. And then column G is how many shares I purchased with them. So 24th, I got 307 from SPYG. The 28th, I got 263 from VNQ and 323 from SCHD. And then the very next day, I got $9.09 from VOO. And then 2 days later, which is today, day of recording, I got $2.30 from QQQM, and then 158, from QQQJ on the same day. All of this was dripped. All of it goes into the Roth. So what we're going to do is same thing. I have a Roth dividend tracker. This one we can't do quarter to quarter, but we can look at a couple things right here. So 2190 is what I made this month. Again, I just started my Roth around August of last year, so I really don't have a lot of comparison there. But what we're going to do is we're going to keep tracking it, and eventually we're going to have some growth. My Roth only pays the 3rd, 6th, 9th, and 12th month. So it's going to be pretty boring here for every other month that I didn't mention, which is the majority of them. I might look into adding some different things there, but I'm really focused on the holdings and the growth and quality of the holdings versus when they pay out. That's not really a concern in my Roth, at least. So what we're going to do here is we have 2190 is what I made in March of this year. I made $15.27 in all of 2021 in my Roth, and that is August to December. So in one pay, I've already made more than I made the last time. So that's good. That's what we're here for, right? So I did not receive dividends from my HSA, and I did not receive dividends from my 401k this month, so there's nothing to show there. But what there is to show, and a little bit more comparison, is we're going to go to dividend tracking combined. So Let me make sure I am out of the way for you guys. So right here, you see 2022. The total from my IBA and my Roth account comes out to $46.28. I'm really happy with that. We almost hit 50 bucks for the month, which is great. Now I only really have quote unquote access to half of that, or not even, right? Basically half of that. So again, looking over here, comparing that to quarter or March of 2021, we made $13.46. This is a 243.8% growth rate. Again, these aren't realistic numbers to hold on to forever. I'm not going to get a 243% growth rate every March. Like that's not realistic. But again, as this number starts to grow, you don't really necessarily need that growth rate to continue because the numbers are going to overtake it, right? Like you're going to get more excited about bigger dollar amounts. So, and then again, comparing the quarter one of 22 to quarter one of 21, I made $78.84 in dividends for quarter one, while last quarter in 2020 or last quarter one of 2021, I made $22.85. So I'm already at $78 and we're just getting started, right? So this is without any income from the HSA yet. This is out without any income from the 401k yet, and I still have the rest of the year for the other accounts. So I'm really looking forward to that. Um, and then really what I wanted to end the video on, other than this really good note that I just showed you guys, is I wanted to give you guys a really quick overview of what my game plan is going into the rest of 2022. So first thing I want to do is I want to finish maxing out my Roth. I'm very close. I'll probably have it maxed out the first or second week of April, so in the next 1 to 2 weeks. I'm at like 4,500 bucks. I have $1,500 left to go. Again, I'm going to focus on dollar cost averaging those funds in. I'm going to have to slow down the dollar cost average to maybe once a week or bi-weekly. I'll try to figure that out and update you guys when we get an idea of that. Strictly because I was adding 6,000, and in the first 3 months I added 4,500, so I had 4,500 to spend in 3 months. Over the next 9 months, I have 1,500. So you can see how it's already, going to stretch it really thin. I can't add any more. That's a limit. It's $6,000 limit. So that's the goal. First goal is to finish maxing that out. And then it is full steam ahead into the IBA. That is my retire early account. The rest of the year, obviously, I'm still contributing to my 401k through my employer. I'm still contributing through my HSA, through my employer. But the Roth is done. The Roth is over with. Obviously, keep reinvesting those dividends, but full steam ahead on the IBA. Let's start getting this puppy moving. We're gonna hit that really hard. Then I want to start balancing out the IBA. So what I can show you guys here is I added this tab since the last time we were here. Is this going to load? Maybe not. Cool. There it is. Okay. So this is my sector diversification currently in the IBA. All I was focusing on with the IBA last year was making sure I was picking quality companies. I didn't really have a rhyme or reason to when I was adding to those companies. I was like, oh, okay, this company's down today, let's add to this one. This company's down today, let's add to that one. Here's my sector allocation. I can't have, 5%. Like you can see over here, my goal diversification, no more than 5% in one stock, 20% in a sector. That's kind of standard. I have more than 20% in two sectors. I can balance that out better, but as far as 5% in one stock, I literally don't have enough stocks in there to have 5% for each. I'm not going to just throw in stocks to make sure I'm at 5% though. So I really just want to make sure that my holdings are where they're at. I don't want to be super overweight in one or the other holdings. So I have my missing sectors labeled out here: communications, consumer staples. I feel like that's an easy add. Financials, easy add, and then real estate. I don't know that I want any real estate in my IBA. It's really good for the yield. It's really good for the income. That's cool. I'm not at that part of my life yet where I need the yield and I need the income. I need the yield to be high and I need the income to be high. It's great for a spreadsheet. Oh, look how much money I made. I'm at the growth stage. That's why I have Pool and Nvidia. Like they don't pay me hardly anything. Like Pool Corporation, we're at 0.64 is my yield. Nvidia 0.006. But these companies are crushing. Like they're growing significantly, and the dividend is growing significantly. That's really what I care about. I care about the growth rate of the company because that's how I get more shares and accumulate wealth. And then I care about the growth of the dividend, same reason. And I want the dividend to be sustainable. So that is the IBA goal, is I want to diversify that. And then I want to start doing a little bit of research into adding some of these other sectors that I'm talking about. Really look in them, even the underweight sectors like utilities, industrials, energy, materials. If I can look into any of those that I want to add, that's going to be where I'm going to look first. So I'm going to look at any of the sectors I don't have, and then any of the sectors that are under 20%. Those are going to be my areas that I look, and they have to meet my other criteria. My 10 years of dividend growth, or 10 years of dividends being paid and growing, a 3 and 5 year 10% growth rate. Those are the things I really, really look for. As I advance as an investor, I might add things to that or get rid of those things if they're no longer important to me. But currently, that's my goals. But yeah, so that's today's portfolio overview. Again, we were looking at a total of $78.84 for the quarter and $46.28 for the month of March, with all my dividends combined. Changes growth, little bit here, a little bit there is how you get there. That's all I have for today. So if you guys could just like the video, if you guys enjoyed this content, I'm not going to push these out too often. It's once a month. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the bell, and you guys will be notified when I post a video. I try to post every Monday and Friday at 11 o'clock in the morning Central Time. So yeah, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, like the video, all of it. I appreciate it. And as I mentioned in previous videos, if you guys subscribe to the channel, make sure you guys comment down below and let me know you did so, and I'll make sure I put you in the video at the end. And also let me know in the comments what you guys thought of today's video. If you guys have your own portfolio, if you like the tracker, how you track your dividends, what you made in March, all those things. I'm really interested to know any of that. And until next time, see ya.